Welcome back to another episode of Man of Steel. And into today's episode, we are going to focus on a topic called Still Becoming. Why are we still becoming? We are still becoming faithful people, we are still becoming focused people, and we are still becoming people who are strong in the midst of pressure. Why do I say pressure? Pressure in that in the world we're currently living in, we have noticed that there's global tension, despite like turbulence in the system. Let's talk of the wars that are happening. Parties spitting out everywhere. We talk of the Russian war, we talk about Ukraine, talk of Israel, talk of China tension with the US, talk of Greenland and the like. But as an ordinary citizen and individual, what are we doing to just keep ourselves body like in tune, not only with the confusion, but also in tune with ourselves and with our dreams and aspiration? And me living in a Christian nation, which is Zambia, we actually believe in the principle of do unto others what you'd like to be done to you. So we have to become people who are strong. And I'm addressing this to students, pupils, as well as the work class people. For students are mostly expected to actually like know the reason why they are going to uni, and they feel like they're not on the same path and right path when they do a course or subject that actually wasn't in their mind the time they were doing their application. But we have to be focused. And let's move on now to pupils. Pupils actually have that feeling in them of feeling like you are actually expected to do something. And when you talk of the work class people, these work class people are actually people who are trying to live day by day and face with this feeling of being an anxious person because you are not fully aware of what you're doing. Is it purposeful or anything like that? But we just have to be people who are focused, who are faithful, and also trying to work amidst the pressures. I live in Zambia currently now, and if I had to speak of the things that are going on in our country, is that they are trying at least to do their best to maintain law and order, knowing that we are on a trajectory of trying to actually develop ourselves, and actually we're a developing country, so we're trying to take that route. So we talk of the Mufumbo crisis, where illegal gold miners were actually removed from that site because they were afraid. When you're mining something in an illegal manner, and then if you had to have the capacity, the financial capacity to actually like grow it at a massive scale, you would actually want to safeguard that area, and you start buying weapons and everything like that to fight off the system. But the system in Zambia actually saw that at hand. As being a developing country, we can't actually allow those leaks, so they actually went to Mufumbo, called some military individuals who are actually promoting law, peaceful order that side. And let's talk of the kwacha, which is appreciating to the dollar, and that's actually something nice, knowing that our country is actually being productive and is actually following that routine route. And Paddy, we're going to move on to our first topic of conversation, which is always be consistent. Consistency is something that you really have to focus on as you're living in the world, because sometimes we feel like we're just repeating things over and over and over. But through that repetition, you're actually growing. You're actually growing, and you're actually trying to become your best self. Showing up to work when you're actually like tired and restless, and you just feel like you didn't have enough sleep, doesn't mean you're defeated. It actually just means you are fighting through the turbulence as an individual who's a working class person, as a pupil waking up with expectations, knowing how to go to university. Those are things that should actually like help you to clean on and actually just like be strong in the world where you're faced with trying to compare yourself with someone, knowing that okay, they have reached that level, so what am I doing for myself to actually like be like them? And when you try to make that comparison, you actually feel like you're being left behind, but you're not. You're slowly but surely working for yourself. You cannot build, they say you cannot build Rome in a day. It wasn't built in a day, but it is a great city. Feel me? So we have to keep working day by day and making sure that each and every day we live, we're better than the previous person who was in the other day. And that's how progress is moving through you, probably because you're being faithful. And you have to really be focused as well. Focused in that much. Keep your eye on the prize. You can keep your eye on the prize, but That's something that will always keep you moving, even when you face adversities, when you face these things in our world where we feel like there's war here, war there. But the people and the citizens who are actually being ruled and governed by this political system are actually trying their best to just hold on and know there's a better future for their children. There's a better future for the children's children who are going to be there. Probably, I don't know when, but that is actually them focusing and knowing about that. Don't compare yourself. Party, try to walk to the path that those people are great walk, because those people actually party like happening and are successful in life. You wouldn't want to see them at the time they were at their lowest of lows, because when they were at their lowest of lows, you just be like, man, this is just an ordinary individual. But when they get to make it, actually you get to feel as though you get to look at them and be like, wow, they did it. And then you feel that in you, feeling like, oh my god, maybe I'm not doing enough. You are doing enough. You are being built in the silence, and if you're being built in the silence, that's where you can grow, that's where you can make mistakes, that's where you can actually like backslide, but actually keep moving, so that when someone comes to also look at you like, man, they did it, the advice that you can only give to them is that I actually worked for this. I was like persistent upon this thing. I never ever left a day behind. So same goes for us who are trying to follow, who are trying to actually like be people who are trying to just like cling and believe and hope. No wonder why we have to be faithful to ourselves and to the people we surround, because there's a golden rule which is do unto others as you want to be done to you. And also just try to build yourself in a way where you actually have to be your greatest self every single time and every single day. Just become your greatest self. And let's talk of acknowledging the chaos in the world. Partly, that's something we need to talk of. But when you talk of that, it's just going to make you to be a fearful person who's afraid. But no, you are actually a change. You are actually a butterfly effect type of an individual. Just a small act done by you, a small act of kindness that is done by you can actually go a mile, and you'd actually get to inspire people. You actually get to make people who felt like they were not believing to believe that, oh my god, there's something burning out there and I need to go and see it. So just keep being faithful, keep believing, keep praying too. And also, being human is all about struggle, because there hasn't ever been a moment in human history where people didn't feel as though the world is ending, or as though they were not in a mode of paranoia and everything. Talk of the people who were there when it was World War One, World War Two, and now there's us. There was COVID and everything, but still we managed to push through, and here we are, strong and actually just trying to make ourselves to be better. And trying to make ourselves better is that we need to avoid those things that happened in the past, but in the midst of trying to avoid them, we're actually trying to become our better selves. And party, don't ever give up. Whatever you're doing, cling on to it. You never know. It might work today, it might work tomorrow, it might work for you in one way or the other. So probably just keep moving, and let us not grow weary of doing good. For you have to entitle yourself as, I am the change. I am actually what the world needs. So when you actually have that thing in you where you feel like, oh my god, the world really needs me, you will not ever let yourself down. You will never be weak. You actually have to understand your position in society so that you can continue and grow on from there. And let's also be practical people. Let us make sure each and every dream that we try to chase for, we're actually trying to practically like chase for it. Try to make things like you have these appendages, so make sure you grab some of the things that you actually need in life with these hands. Party, there's the internet, there's things that will actually like make you feel like you're resting for that moment in time, but you just have to keep moving, have to keep being hopeful that maybe as you're doing that, you'll be moving in the streets, you actually like inspire people who actually look at the being and then be like, wow, the being existing and being. But in the actual sense, you are actually trying to actually just like bring out your best self, and never sell yourself cheap. That's one thing that you always have to do, and always keep God first if you want to really be focused in this world. And just know that you're never too late, and you're never behind, and you're not forgotten, because God has a plan for you. God works in seasons. That's something I can say. God actually has his own seasons of doing things. There are actually those seasons when you're actually like feeling so happy. You can relate with me. There are those moments in life when we actually feel like, oh my God, here I am, so fulfilled, I'm so happy. And then there are those moments when you feel like, oh my God, I'm so low. But it's actually just God working out something for you. And just keep moving, keep pushing, and party walk with that power and strength. Also walk with honesty and always believe, because the change starts with you. And that's the biggest thing that the world really needs right now, is people who are actually believing that everything starts with me. Either be a working class individual, be a student, be a pupil, or be any like lay person out there. But you just have to make sure you are moving with intent and you are just trying to promote good. And as you do that, God will always be there. His grace will actually strengthen you for today. He'll give you peace of mind. He'll actually give you the courage to keep going. And you really need to ask where you're unclear, party, because we're still learning. Just keep your mind open, because you don't know everything, but you're still learning. The world is still trying to relate and give you 1 2 things for you to grow. So party, that's it about this episode, which is becoming. We have to be people who are just constantly saying, I am becoming a faithful person, I'm becoming focused, and I'll actually work hard for the things that I do see for myself to be good and not causing confusion for others. So party, do work for that. And with that being said, I think I've come to the end of this episode of becoming. Thank you very much for actually like going this far in this video. Thank you for the people who have been liking, subscribing, and leaving comments. That really helps. Really makes me wake up in the morning knowing there are people actually trying to watch this. So have a blessed one and have a good one. And always remember, you are becoming. Thank you.